Any day that begins this warm and we're going camping is a good day.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
It's already 70 degrees and we're just at about 11 a.m. So good. On our way to 80 today. I went and got the truck washed, and it seems like that I'm not doing as good a job, even though it seemed like I scrubbed it pretty well. I missed some stuff. So I've got to pack everything in this RV today, and I need to put some stuff in the back of the truck still, like the spare tires. I always like to have those for obvious reasons. And of course I got to put the hitch on the back. Now I am so glad so many people watched the last video of me pulling that tote up into the back of the truck, and I know that there's other ways that you can get the same thing accomplished, but two things I want to make pretty clear, and that is the dragging that the tank does when it gets to the top isn't very bad at all. It's minor. I mean, on the bottom of the blue tank it has a couple of scratch marks, and I don't even think those scratch marks were necessarily from the ramp, because they were in a different place than what was normal. And as far as the way that it goes up, you can see now that the truck, the way it's positioned, those ramps would be a little bit flatter. And like RJ Adventures mentioned, yeah, I could do something to where if I lift the ramp once the tank is on, or if I just lift it in general and just make the tank go over that little hump at the beginning, that it would be more flat also. But it's not really a concern. I mean, it's very minor. Oh yeah, by the way, RJ Adventures also mentioned something else that I have seen personally too. He said that he saw it, and it has to do with these tanks. These are ball bearing pneumatic air-filled tires, right? It says not for highway use on them, stuff like that. And same with the front. These are ball bearing and they are pneumatic tires. Meaning that they have, air in them. They're actually like, a little car tire. Even with those good bearings and those type of tires, I would never think of running this thing over 7 miles an hour, and if I did, it would have to be for a very short distance, less than a mile. It's not made to do that. I mean, it's still, the only way these wheels are staying on are just with caps, rod caps, meaning that whenever the wheel goes on, you put this cap on and you just hit it with a hammer and it locks it on, but it's just a bad idea. Now, with these, RJ Adventures and myself, and I'm sure a lot of others, have seen people with these plastic wheels that is basically plastic that rides on metal. There's no lubrication there, so heat will build up. It's only so slick. And they've been towing these things like at 35 miles an hour. You can't do that. You could get away with it a couple times, but I'll tell you, if you go any distance at all, like I said, the friction of that wheel is going to basically melt the plastic, and you'll be dragging the tank, and then of course the tank will just rub a hole in it immediately, and you'll be stuck with a bunch of crap all over the road and a bad tank. So whatever you do, drive very slow with these, because this one here has a handle that goes inside that plastic handle, and of course that one too, that both allows it to be hooked to a ball hitch on your vehicle, so you can pull it wherever. Go real slow over the speed bumps too. I mean, these are, if you had to ride on this tank and realize how rough of a ride it sees back there with no suspension and all the weight on this back, you would not do what you do if you're traveling, any great speeds. And I'm sure people's got stories where they've said, hey, I went 20 miles an hour for 5 miles and there was no problem. You are an exception. That's not the rule. They're just not designed to do that. Like I said, even with this one, with the ball bearings, you can get away with a little bit more, but still, I wouldn't do it. Nope. So, do it at your own risk. And if you do decide it and I'm around, please come get me. I want to capture that on film, because that would be a good video. All right, I'm going to get to work. I need to maybe move my son's car around. Even though we go RVing If we're close enough to home, it seems like we're always back and forth at the house, which it's not a bad thing. But yeah, Wednesday I've got a cellular booster coming in that I've been needing for some time, and unfortunately it's signature required for UPS to deliver it. So I'm going to go ahead and start my little packing job here, and we'll pick this up a little bit later. Totally off topic, I went and got the mail, and this is just a good idea for anybody out there that does their own oil changes or does their own spark plug changes or tune-ups or anything like that. A lot of these manufacturers have giveaways, and what it is if you send in a proof of purchase, you know, showing that you bought like 5 quarts of oil, that kind of a thing, you get promotion. Or if you bought, you know, 8 platinum plugs or something like that, there's always promotions going on. So in my case, I went ahead and filled out one for Valvoline, and you know, it's like 4 to 8 weeks before you get anything. But yeah, I got a set of mechanics work gloves, so this is nice. And the reason is because I go through mechanics work gloves like candy. Here's a couple pair here, and you can see my latest there. That's I just go through them all the time. They're falling apart, and they're good gloves. It's just I wear them a lot. I like to protect my hands, and these are a little bit heavier, but still wear holes in them. So you know, anywhere from $9 to $15 a pair. If I can get a free pair, that's awesome. Make sure you fill those cards out and mail them in. Well, it's definitely warmer. I think I might actually have to take my jacket off. It's got to be at 80 now, for sure. Maybe a little over even 80, I hope. But I'm all ready to go. And I took my good old time, so I'm going to get there about an hour later than what I could have got there. I didn't want to rush. I just wanted to make sure I got everything. I had to run over to the store and get some little sugar-free packets because I do a apple cider vinegar thing, and that helps cut the taste down a little bit. But anyways, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna start my way.
Turn left at the traffic light. Continue on Lloyd's Mills Road. Continue on Ohio 14. Turn right on Ohio 5 East. Turn right on Rock Spring Road. In 1/4 mile, turn left on Copeland Road.
Well, here we are again at West Branch State Park in Ravenna, Ohio. We've been there plenty of times, and it always looks a little bit better when the leaves start filling in on the trees, that's for sure. And this is no exception. It sure does look nice. So we'll go up here and get checked in and roll out to our site, which I think, if I remember right, I got a pull-through site this time. Hopefully it's pretty level. I think some of those pull-through sites might be a little crooked, so we'll have to see. Good. Site number 95. Last name's Lebo.
95?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright guys, so we made it. Heidi's little car's behind us. Heidi's over there putting the picnic table cover on. So welcome to our site. It is a pull-through. It's very, very small, but it's still relatively private. It's not too bad. The parking was extremely level. I just had to use wood on the other side. Just that much, and that's it. And front to rear was really level. Actually, the RV was level with it still hooked up to the truck, so it did really well. I'm probably going to have to change the way that I set up the awning. I went ahead and used the legs up and down, which I don't normally do. I thought it'd be a good idea so we didn't have to walk around them, but now that I've done it, I decide probably not a good idea. We'll probably have to change that. You can see the truck's got plenty of room to get to the road still, and it's like 95 feet of parking. And there's Heidi. Say hi to the camera. We've got Shade Logic thing there, and Heidi's getting ready to cook some burgers and some brats or sausages on the grill. So I went ahead and got the chimney starter going, and that's going to be roaring here in just a few minutes, and then we'll throw it on the little Weber here, the Jumbo Joe, and start a cooking. You can see what we're up against. We're on the corner here of two roads. There's the camper host over there. It was an easy drive out. There was nothing out of the ordinary. I got my junkyard bicycle. Actually, it's a trash bike. It was in the trash. All I did was put a old vintage Schwinn seat on there from the 70s and lubricated everything, and then I had to straighten the rim, so I just stood on it to bend it back, and that's pretty much it. And then this is our daughter's bike. Pretty straightforward. And we went ahead and used our surge protector for the first time. I had to cut off, just like I thought, the handle. You can see here where the handle used to be for that to fit. And then I put a lock on it because who knows, you know, I trust most people. But yeah, look at all this room we still have for parking. The water's just over the rise there. You can kind of see it through the trees. And we've got a nice gentle breeze, which is supposed to change. This breeze is supposed to get up to about 30-mile-per-hour gusts. So of course the awning will go in, and we'll put down that Shelter Logic, at least fold it down, and then might have to actually take it down. We'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, nice cool air conditioning inside, and it's definitely 82 degrees. That's what it said was the high, and the RV said it was much warmer inside. How old is this cooler? Do you even remember that stuff? I don't remember it. obviously it was a flop. So we're gonna go ahead and get something to eat. So that's it, guys. We're here, we're camping, right?
Yep.
Thank God. And as always, we hope to see you out there.
Bye.
Bye.